Yo! What's going on, everybody? You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green, and it feels good to be back live on the channel as we're going to get you guys caught up with everything surrounding the New York Football Giants. We have a 7-round mock draft from ESPN to break down, and I also just want to go over the entire roster. We will go position by position. We will look at the depth charts, and then we will try to decide if the New York Giants are ready to compete in the NFC East and maybe fight their way into one of the final wild card spots in the NFC. And then we're going to close today's show with one of our world famous mailbags here on the show. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. We got 130 people already in the building. If you haven't yet, please hit that thumbs up icon. The easiest way to support the channel is by liking the video. If you could do that, I would greatly appreciate it if you could. The more likes we get, the more Giants fans that are going to be in here, and that is the name of the game. We want to continue to make this the #1 Giants channel on YouTube, and we need your help. So please like the video, and if you have liked the video, give me a real one down in the comment section so I know who the real ones are. Shout out to Our Table. What's up, man? Nope in the building. What's up, the Big Moo? That's my brother right there. Jesus Diaz is a real one. Corinne is in the building. What up, CTM? Big Blue Gang is in here. Alexis is in here. Giants Fan 56. Brandon Reyes. Gus Nini. Addison Knight. Linus 10. Nick Powell. Nick's Galaxy. Steven Blinas. Rosario Guzzo. What's up, Guzzo? We got Mama Do in the building. Let's go, Giants. BX banging. NY repping. My brother. What up, Curd? We got Christian, White Lotus, Time and the Buckeyes, CeeLo, Dr. Pancake. What's up, Dr. P? The Great Aki? I don't know. OG Guy. Time Man says the real one. Yes, sir, you are. Greg Richardson. Gilly. Real one, even though I already said it. What's understood does not need to be explained, Gilly. Edwin, what up? Brazy says, Marsh, when do I get mod? Well, that means you'd have to be a better mod than Corinne, and I don't know if there is a better mod out there in the world. CTM is the #1 mod here at Chat Sports. And if you can go 2.5, 3 years of never missing a show, maybe we could talk about it still, though I don't even think it's close. With all due respect. With all due respect. Ty Man says, and me on Browns. I've heard good things about Ty Man the Buckeye. I'll take my dog CTM though. Marsh should do a lunar party. Are y'all talking about the eclipse that's supposed to happen on April 8th? Have you heard about that?
Dude, that's gonna be sweet.
I went to my doctor's appointment on yesterday. And she was like, do you know, what are you doing on April 8th? And I was like, probably just going to work. She's like, you better watch out. We got a big lunar eclipse coming.
I actually don't think we can work on Monday.
It's going
to be pitch black.
For like 8 minutes.
Can't get to work, man.
Supposedly there's people flying into Dallas to come watch it. It's the #1 place in America to view it.
Oh, is it really?
North Dallas, yeah. At least from my 30-second Google research while I was getting an IV in my arm. Sean Clowney says, tell me something good. We got a full show ahead. That's pretty good. Blina says, Marsh, can I get a shout out? Always, you can get a shout out. But first, I got to give a shout out to the people that put the lights on. And that is Game Time, the #1 ticketing app in the game. Check them out. Download the Game Time app. Use the promo code ChatSports and get $20 off your first purchase. Game Time is the #1 ticketing app in the game. You get the best seats for the lowest prices guaranteed. Prices drop as the events get closer. And what I love about them is, as a procrastinator, they have flash deals where if you wait till the last minute, they will alert you when the prices will be the best. And it's more than just Giants games. The MLB season is here. Get yourself some tickets to go see the Yankees in the Bronx, or if you're a Mets person, go watch the Mets, but also comedy shows, concerts, and so much more. Download the Game Time app and use the promo code ChatSports to get $20 off. I've used Game Time a lot. I use it this summer. Me and Seeps went to a concert. We went to the Knicks game in Dallas a couple of months ago. We used Game Time for that. It's easy, and in my opinion, it's the best in the game. I use the all-in prices. That way you don't get any of those hidden fees, and they slap you at those. And I also use the promo code ChatSports, so I can get $20 off. Download Game Time, use the promo code, and get hooked up with them, the #1 ticketing app in the game. As Gilly coming in with a super chat says, let's get this thing going. Shout out to Gilly, always showing love, always supporting the channel. Even though she's the hottest thing on Giants Twitter right now, she's still showing love to the little guys here.
Yeah, no, I appreciate Gilly showing love to, us, even though we may not be at our stardom.
Exactly. It really shows someone's true character when they blow up and they don't forget about you.
Hell yeah.
You don't forget about where you came from. And that's Gilly. That's Gilly. Gilly, seriously, we love you. You're always the life of the chat. Thank you for being here, and thank you for making us your Giants YouTube channel. We haven't got to do a mailbag in quite some time. Last week we were supposed to do it, and the show got off the rails. We were booting it. We were doing shotguns. We're getting to a mailbag today.
Hell yeah.
Getting to a mailbag today. That's a guarantee. If you want to be featured on the mailbag, #Giants or Super Chat, and get on the show. Get some good questions in there. Some people were mad that I didn't do a mailbag last week. Well, you better put your freaking questions in the chat. Put your questions in the chat. Also, today is the last live show we're going to have in the month of March. I went back and looked at every single super chat that has come into this channel since March 1st. And if you sent a $10 super chat, your name is on the wheel. If you sent a $50 super chat, you got 5 tickets. If you sent in a $100 super chat, you got 10 tickets. There's like 140 names on this wheel. Whoever, at the end of the show, the wheel lands on, we're going to send you this custom Giants Now March 2024 MVP football. If you want to get some last-second raffle entries in, every $10 you send today will get you a raffle ticket. One of one right here, Seeps. March 2024 MVP. This will be mailed to you. We'll sign it if that's what you want. $10 super chat to enter. Every $10 you send, we'll get in there.
All?
Rob Simpy is asking you to do a lot. I can't even read those on the screen.
CTM, Mike G, 50 Theo,
We're going to be there.
Bam Bam, T-Rex, all of them.
As my guy Sean Clowney coming in with a $5 super chat. Sean Clowney, thanks for supporting us, my man. He says, Marsh, we need Nabers. Malik Nabers would be a home run pick for the Giants.
Yeah.
As Fly Guy ZY says, check your phone. All right, I will check my phone.
I'll tell you what, the Nabers hype after that pro day, man, I mean, he just looks like one of those dudes that should just be playing on Sundays.
I don't want to be disrespectful to, in my opinion, one of the best receivers of all time in Antonio Brown. He is a more explosive AB. He really is, man.
Yeah.
People think he's a guy that you just get the ball to and he gets loose. No, he can run every single route on the tree. He can take the top off. He can run the intermediate routes. He can run the crossing routes. He's special.
I think the comparison, or people saying he's ahead of Marvin Harrison is a little rich. I think it's a little too much, just because I feel like we're at this stage of the draft process where people are forgetting who really Marvin Harrison is.
Yeah.
Who he's been like for the last 2-3 years in college football. I mean, the dude's a technician. I think we have 2 all-time greats potentially in this class, though.
I think MHJ is going to be a stud. I've said I think by the end of his rookie season, he'll be a top 15 receiver. And I also think that...
I mean, Nabers could be as well.
Yeah. He needs to go to a team that can get him the football. I worry if that's the Giants. I don't know. That's my guy ZY Edwards sending $1 Cash App. Shout out to ZY Edwards sending in a Cash App to support the channel. ZY, we appreciate that. Give me some ZYs in the chat for being a real one. Let's go. Jeremy says, think we should trade back with Minnesota and take Bowers and A.D. Mitchell. Then we can drop our injury-prone tight. Yeah.
I was listening to a little Joe Klatt when I went back to check on the house.
Yeah?
He says Brock Bowers is the best player in this draft that's dropping right now.
I believe in Brock Bowers.
He would be a great pick.
He would.
6 is a little rich. Like, you'd probably go Nabers over him.
Yeah.
But if you could somehow get him at 11, I'm scared he's going to the Jets at 10.
Why would they not draft him?
Bowers?
Yeah.
Like,
go all in while you have Rodgers.
Exactly.
You already got 2 tackles. I know that they're older and stuff, but it is what it is. Shout out to Sean. We appreciate it. Brazy says, how would you feel about Dak Prescott? You should ask that in the mailbag. You should hashtag Giants, should we go and get Dak Prescott? That would be a horrible question to start the mailbag with. As ZY Edwards comes in with another dollar Cash App. Shout out to ZY Edwards. Brother, you said an $8 more on Cash App. You're going to enter the raffle to win this here football. And if you do, I hope he wins. How electric would that be?
That would be electric. Just 10 $1 Cash Apps at the buzzer.
From ZY Edwards. We also are doing our Bang competition. Whoever sends in the most $50 super chats this month was going to win the Bang competition. Thing is, it's not much of a competition. Mike G has walked off on everybody else.
Yeah, this is you're up 10-1, bottom of 9. There's 2 outs.
It would take someone to cash out on YouTube today and then go to the Venmo and Cash App well. And you know what? I just think it's Mike G's. It's Mike G's time.
I think it's the initials, man.
It is. He's got some pretty good initials. I've heard people with the initials of MG do pretty much everything at an above average rate. So that's cool. But he's going to be our March Bang winner after he was our February Bang winner. And we're going to have to get him 2 jerseys. Thing is, the jerseys he want they like don't have any white custom jerseys. They're only blue for some reason. Even though the Giants won 2 Super Bowls in that. My guy, let's go Giants! Coming in with a $10 super chat. Another ticket into the raffle to win this football. My guy, let's go Giants has been showing love for a while now. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for supporting this channel. Says, give Jones 1 more year, give him weapons and some O-line help, and see what he does. I tweeted this out last week, and I hadn't gotten a chance to talk about it on the show, Seeps. I don't even know if I've asked you this question, but I will ask everyone in the chat right now. What does Daniel Jones have to do as the starting quarterback for the New York Giants in 2024 to be on the roster for 2025? A reminder, if you cut him, you save about $22 million. If he's on the roster next year, he has a cap hit of $45 million. What does he need to do to ensure that he gets the nod to be the Giants starter for not this year, but 2025 and avoid being cut?
I mean, if you go Nabers at 6, I feel like it's got to be playoff expectations.
Playoff expectations for Jones to stay on the roster?
I mean, because you would have a pretty solid offensive line. Obviously, we're going to have to see how those pieces fit. I think Darren Waller's a cooked product at this point, but you got a decent tight end group. You would have Nabers, Hodgins, Slayton, Hyatt. You would have pretty good weapons on the outside. A pretty damn good defense. Obviously, you see how the DC works out, but I think it would be, I would probably say playoffs.
Playoffs?
Because it's not like the division is overwhelming anymore, where it's like the Cowboys and Eagles are so much far ahead of everybody else. Like, I feel like it's kind of jumbled in the NFC East, and people may not know that yet.
Yeah. For me, the conclusion I came to was that I need to leave the 2024 season with the idea that he can be a Super Bowl winning a Super Bowl champion, that he could be a quarterback on a Super Bowl championship team. I don't know how he proves that. I don't think it's by a counting statistic, but I need to leave the season. If I am going to pay Daniel Jones $45 million in 2025, I need to have the belief that he can lead my team to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If I don't have that feeling after this year, I'm cutting him, I'm saving $22 million, and I am moving on. Because you only pay quarterbacks $45 million a year if they can win a Super Bowl.
And I think you would need to have some big-time moments, too. Like on the road in Dallas, in Philly, he throws for 303 or whatever it may be.
Anthony Quinones says, it's not your money. It quite literally is my money, though, because I support this team. I buy their gear. I pay for NFL ticket on Sundays, meaning I am paying the Giants. The way that, you know how they get that money in the salary cap to spend? By fan dollars. So it quite literally, they are spending our money. They are spending our money. So yeah, they are. They don't pay the big TVs, CBS, Fox. You know how they pay? They're only able to pay that much dollars if people watch. So it quite literally is my money. Not directly out of my pocket, but in a way, it is your money. It is my money. So there we go. Anthony says we're screwed if we draft a QB for the next 4 or 5 years. I don't understand how you could say that, brother. I don't understand how you could say that. This time last year, the Texans said they were screwed, and now they're preparing for a Super Bowl run for the next 7 years.
Yeah.
Get a quarterback, and things change.
Your roster starts looking a whole lot better.
Oh, my God.
When your quarterback works out. It's
put
so
C.J.
funny how
Stroud
that
on
works.
this team, and the Giants are cooking with gas.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I forget, Cowherd's called it something. It was like QB makeup on a roster necessarily. It's so true. Like Jalen Hyatt. If he had a legit quarterback, you're like,
Jalen Hyatt with Justin Herbert, you're like, oh, shit, he's a legit weapon.
Oh, shit. I'm taking him in fantasy. QB makeup's a real thing.
All righty, 250 people watching. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up icon. We're about to dive into a 7-round mock draft from ESPN. I thought they did a pretty good job. We'll go over all the picks they made. I'll give you my grade for the draft. And then we'll go through the Giants team position by position. And then we're going to do a mailbag at the end of today's show. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up icon and drop a question in the comments. Drop a question in the comments for me. That way we can get to a mailbag. All super chats will get up on screen. We'll talk about those. That's where we're at. Gus Nini says, Marsh, got a lot of respect for you. Never stop grinding. Gus Nini, that's mad love, bro. That's mad love. I appreciate you. Stephen Blenis, you've asked for a shout-out 5 times, and I've shouted you out all 5 times. Stephen Blenis, I always give you a shout-out, brother. I hope that once. We're here, brother. We're here, brother. Does anyone watch Sketch? Special teams, special players, Tuesday. Shout out to you guys. You're good. You're good, Brody. You're good, dog. I want you to get your shine. Get your shine on. Let's go. Hashtag Giants or Super Chat to get on the mailbag. Also, you know what? It's Thursday. Every $50 Super Chat we get today, I'm doing a beer shotgun. Unless Mike G comes in and just makes it rain. Mike G comes in and starts making it rain. We'll have to do some boot prices. But every $50 Super Chat we get today, I'm doing a beer shotgun. Let's go. Nope says, Marsh, how do you feel about the new kickoff rule? Brazy says, boy, bro's trying. I'm not trying to be sketch. I was just laughing at it, dude. Relax, Brazy. Relax, dude. Yardley Moyes coming in with a $5 Super Chat. What up, Yardley? Thank you for supporting the channel. I'm just showing love to my guy Sketch. I respect the craft, man. It's a little questionable, but it sure is funny as long as that doesn't get me canceled. Yardley says, currently deployed at the border, and my internet is crappy. Still supporting the show. Giants absolutely need to draft a QB, and bye-bye Tommy DeVito. Thank you for your service, man. Thank you for your service. The fact that there's people out there like you that allow me and Seeps to do what we do. We're just YouTubers that talk about the Giants, man. You're a true hero. Thank you for your service, and I hope that we can keep you entertained and keep you up with the New York Giants. Pretty damn cool that you support this show. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. All right, let's dive into the 7-round mock draft as Frank White in the building. What's up, Frankie? What's up, Frank White? That's my guy right there. Also, a reminder, if you send in that $50 Super Chat, you get a sticker on our Hall of Fame, and we're going shotgunning. All right, if you want to get your questions in the mailbag, hashtag Giants or Super Chat. All Super Chats get in the mailbag, but let's dive in to this 7-round mock draft from ESPN. We are less than a month away from the 2024 NFL Draft getting underway, which means it is Giants mock draft season. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. In today's video, we are going to react to the 7-round mock draft that ESPN just put out. It was Matt Miller who went through all 7 rounds. Let's dive into it. Number 1 overall, he had the Chicago Bears taking Caleb Williams. At this point, I think it is all but official that Williams will be the number 1 pick, and he will be the quarterback for Chicago. Number 2 overall, I've been thinking that this is going to be the result, and it's starting to feel like that. Brian Kelly, the coach of LSU, at Jaden Daniels Pro Day, pretty much said, I can't wait to can't wait to watch and see him play for Washington. So I think Daniels is going to go number 2 overall. So then you got the New England Patriots on the clock. Check that. There's a trade in this mock draft, according to Matt Miller, and this is what it is. The Minnesota Vikings, who traded for pick number 23 from the Houston Texans, move up to number 3. They package their number 11 pick, their 23rd pick in this draft, as well as a 2025 first-round pick to get to number 3 to probably draft a quarterback. And this is my thing. If there is a team that moves up to 3, if pick number 3 is on the trade block and it's available to be traded for, the Giants should be doing everything they can to go move up. You should not be outpriced by the Vikings. The Vikings should not be able to offer you more. They got 2 first-round picks, but would you rather fall back to 11 if you're New England, or would you rather fall back to 6 to still potentially get Malik Nabers or Marvin Harrison Jr.? If there's any team that moves up to number 3, the Giants should be that team, and they should go and select Drake May just like the Minnesota Vikings do in this ESPN mock draft. May is my QB2. I have him right behind Caleb Williams. I think he's going to be a stud. I think what he does well translates to the league. When you talk about in between the numbers, and even more so in between the hashes, I don't think there's any quarterback that throws it better than him. And I think he fits perfectly with what Brian Dable wants to do. I think he's going to be a stud. And if you can get to 3, if that pick's available, you should not let the Vikings pay more. You should go get it because he's a franchise quarterback. We have another trade at pick number 4. The Arizona Cardinals are supposed to be picking number 4, but according to ESPN, they have the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton leapfrogging the Chargers and the Giants. The Cardinals are trading their 4th pick to the Broncos, and the Broncos are setting up pick 12 and a first-round pick in 2025 and 2026. And with the 4th pick, the Denver Broncos are going to select quarterback out of Michigan, J.J. McCarthy. I'm really starting to believe that the NFL draft is going to go quarterback. And let's say that the Patriots stick and pick at 3 and they take Drake May. I still believe the Vikings are going to be calling the phone of the Arizona Cardinals trying to get to number 4 overall. So then the Los Angeles Chargers are on the clock, and Harbaugh, according to ESPN, is going to select Marvin Harrison Jr. To be honest with you, I don't think they are going to take Marvin Harrison Jr. The way I have heard, and maybe it's just a smokescreen by Harbaugh, and I know he's done this a time or two, I think he's going to take Joe Alt, or maybe a guy like Brock Bowers. Harbaugh's going to Harbaugh. There is that. But if the top 4 goes QB, I'm trading up to number 5 if I'm the Giants, because I believe there is a Hall of Fame player still on the board in Marvin Harrison Jr. I believe he's this draft class's best receiver. I think he's the best receiver prospect in a long, long time. And I believe he's going to walk into this league and be a stud, potentially an all-pro his rookie year. And I think he's got an NFL career that's going to get him in Canton one day. So I would trade up to 5 to go get him. But that's another conversation for another day. My question to you is this. With the Giants on the clock at pick number 6, and if it unrolled like this, Williams, Daniels, Drake May, J.J. McCarthy, or Marvin Harrison Jr., if that's the top 5 picks and you're on the clock, who would you select in this position? Is it Rome Odunze? Is it Malik Nabers? Is it Joe Alt? Do you trade back? What would you do in this spot if you were on the board? If I was the GM at this spot, I would select Malik Nabers, and that is exactly what ESPN's Matt Miller did. With the 6th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, ESPN is mocking Malik Nabers, wide receiver LSU, to the New York Football Giants. This is what Miller said about the pick. The Giants' offense ranked number 29 in offensive points last season, 14 per game. Yeesh. As quarterback Daniel Jones tore the ACL on his right knee, and the O-line surrendered 85 sacks, most in the league, second most all time. They have already improved the roster by signing O-lineman John Runyon and Jermaine Illuminor, but the wide receiver room is a little thin. Nabers has electric yards after catch speed and a diverse skill set that would work well in conjunction with Jalen Hyatt and Wan'Dale Robinson to give the Giants one of the fastest receiving cores in the league. His 120.7 yards per game led the nation, and his 3.7 yards per route run were second best among all FBS pass catchers. Malik Nabers is a special player, ladies and gentlemen. Getting Malik Nabers at number 6 is not some sort of consolation prize for the Giants. that would get an A-plus grade for me, and you would be getting the second best playmaker outside of the quarterback position in this class. The production, it speaks for itself in the last 2 years in the SEC for him. Look at what he did this year. Almost 90 grabs, 1,600 yards, 14 touchdowns, almost 18 yards per catch, 589 yards after the catch. A lot of people compare him to Odell Beckham Jr. He ran a faster 40 time than OBJ did at the LSU Pro Day. I'm just not sure he's got that start-stop ability that OBJ does, because I think that was maybe one of the best ever. His first step was different, but he is just as dynamic as OBJ, and I think he's actually a better deep route runner than Beckham. Doesn't have the crazy catch radius that OBJ does. I compare him to a faster, more athletic, more explosive Antonio Brown. I think he's special, weighted at 200 pounds. He's no small guy. He's going to be hard to tackle. There's a reason he forced 30 missed tackles last year, number 4 in the nation. He could take the top off, had 19 deep catches, number 2 in the nation, 624 deep yards, 3rd in the nation, and he's also really good in contested catch situations. He hauled in 10 of those, which was a really good number for a guy that's 6 foot, 200 pounds. Malik Nabers to the Giants at pick number 6 would be an absolute home run. He gives you an elite weapon. The Giants need an elite weapon. Darius Slayton is a solid receiver. I think he's a wide receiver 3 on a winning team. I think Wan'Dale Robinson could be a good slot. I think Hyatt has a strong potential and a high ceiling, but they don't have that dog. They don't have that alpha. Nabers gives you that. And overnight, he turns you into a much more explosive offense. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We're going to be live for day 1 of the NFL Draft, and I want to see all of your beautiful faces there. So subscribe and turn the notifications on so you get free, informative, entertaining updates every day on Big Blue. We'll get to round 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in a second. But first, I got to give a huge shout-out to today's sponsor, Game Time. Game Time is the #1 ticketing app in the game. Check them out. Download the app and use the promo code ChatSports, and they will give you $20 off your first purchase. Check them out. You get the best seats for the lowest prices guaranteed. A lot of these ticketing apps have a whole bunch of hidden fees, and they're honestly not really user-friendly. And that's what I love about Game Time. It's easy, it's user-friendly, and I feel like I'm getting the best deals because you get the prices dropping as the events get closer, and it's the lowest price guaranteed. I also love that you get to have a view of the stadium or the concert stage from the app as you look at tickets you want to buy. Download it. It's more than just sporting events. You go to concert, theater events, comedy shows, and so much more. Download the Game Time app and use that promo code ChatSports for $20 off. So the Giants are back on the clock at pick number 47. And Matt Miller of ESPN, he has Michael Penix, quarterback out of Washington, falling to the second round, and he has him becoming a New York Football Giant. If you've been watching this channel for a while, I once had Penix as my QB3. I thought he was going to be a top 10 pick. Then I started to do more film, and he's kind of fallen down some draft boards, but now he's rising back up. And if Michael Penix is on the board at 47, yeah, I think he might just be a Giant. The Giants had a lot of people at Penix's Pro Day at Washington today. Brian Dable was there. Shea Tierney was there. A whole bunch of people. Miller said this about Penix. Penix has his issues on tape. His lower body mechanics, they need refining, and he struggles on the move. But as a pure passer from the pocket, no one in this class is better. If the Giants can protect him, then he could carve up defenses. Penix doesn't have the mobility that Coach Brian Dable seems to prefer, but his arm strength and accuracy are wow factors. In New York, they could use more options under center with Daniel Jones returning from a torn ACL. Michael Penix is my QB4 in this class. I have Caleb Williams 1, Drake May 2, Jane Daniels 3, and Michael Penix 4. I'm a huge fan of Penix. There's a lot to like about his game. There's the reason that he threw for over 4,900 yards, 39 total touchdowns, had a completion percentage of 65, and threw just 11 picks last year, on top of doing damn near the same exact thing in 2022. But there's a reason that he's falling to the second round. So here's some things that I like and dislike about him. One, he throws an electric deep ball. He can spin it. He can flick it. He can let it fly. But he's 24 years old. He is my #1 QB, though, in a clean pocket. When he has a clean pocket, he can hit his back foot, and he can fire it. I believe he throws one of the best balls, if not the best balls in this class. but he doesn't make plays outside the pocket. He's not someone when the play breaks down, he's going to scramble and make things happen. At least that's not what he's put on tape so far. But like I said, when he has a clean pocket, he could touch every blade of grass. I believe he is the number one QB in this class when it comes to throwing outside the numbers. I sometimes wonder how much that is skewed because he had dominant receivers like Rome Odunze and Jalen Polk on the outside. It's the injury risks that scare me. He has 2 shoulder injuries, has 2 ACL injuries, and that's why he's not going top 10. That's why he's going in the second round. But when you talk about arm talent, when you talk about being able to fit the ball in tight windows, go watch that game against Texas. That looked like C.J. Stroud's moment against Georgia. But then he kind of took a step back in the national championship. I worry a little bit that if he does not have a clean pocket, how much he's going to have success. And considering the Giants' offensive line has been somewhat awful for the last 10 years, it does concern me. I also worry about who's playing right tackle as he's a lefty quarterback. Interesting pick. And if he's on the clock at 47, I can see the Giants taking him. What do you think? Should they do it? Type Y for yes, type N for no. In the third round, ESPN has the Giants drafting Christian Hayes, the interior offensive lineman at a UConn. A lot of people think that he is the number one guard in this class. I actually don't think he's going to be on the board at pick number 70. I think he's going to go in the second round. But if you're able to get him in round 3, that's a home run pick as well. And the Giants, they still need to build the offensive line. I know you went out and signed John Runyon. I know you went out and signed Jermaine Illuminor. You added Stenny. You added Schlottman as well as Nelson. But I still believe there is a need for a very talented offensive lineman, and that is exactly what Christian Hayes did. His numbers at the NFL Combine were awesome. People look at him as the best guard in this class. And the production speaks for himself. Pro Football Focus graded him out as an 80 overall, 83 pass block grade, an 80 run block grade. When it comes to his zone blocking, they gave him an 89.2, and he only allowed 1 sack last year for UConn. You can never have too many good offensive linemen. And let's say this. Evan Neal plays right tackle to start the season. He struggles. You kick Illuminor to right tackle. And then maybe you have Christian Hayes starting at your right guard. He only plays right guard, at least he only did in college. And I don't know if Evan Neal wants to play guard. So I like this pick. You need to build those trenches even more. I also really like this pick. With the 107th pick in the 4th round, the New York Giants draft running back. The running back. What movie? Marshawn Lloyd at a USC. This guy is a home run hitter. He can take it the distance anytime he touches it. And he's not a little guy. Small in height at 5'9", but he's 220 pounds at the NFL Combine. 116 carries for 820 yards. That is 7.1 yards per touch. This guy is electricity in a bottle. He did it at South Carolina. He also did it at USC. He's also a dynamic receiving back. The only worry I have about him is some injuries. Only played 9 games in 2022. He's been nicked up a couple of times. I think Giants need to add more explosive playmakers to the offense. I actually like an offensive backfield of Devin Singletary and Marshawn Lloyd. I'm not ready to give up on Eric Gray, but I just think Marshawn Lloyd is a much better player. Getting him in the 4th round would be an absolute steal. I know our graphic said 210. He is 220 pounds. At least he was at the Combine. His playing weight was 210. Combine was 220. I'm sure he'll lose a little bit of weight and just try to beef up for that. The next pick, the Giants were on the clock at pick number 166, and they drafted the interior defensive lineman Tyler Davis out of Clemson. And this guy is just a beast. He's a good player. 6'2", 300-plus pounds, had 34 tackles last year, just half a sack. They need more guys in the trenches. I obviously love Dexter Lawrence. I think Rakeem Nunez-Roach is a good depth piece. I believe in Jordan Riley and DJ Davidson, but they are relatively thin there. Ashawn Robinson left. You're not bringing him back. Getting another guy that can play in the trenches and another guy that Andre Patterson can take and mold like a ball of clay is going to go a long way. I think he's the best teacher in the NFL at the D-line position. Tyler Davis, he could be a game wrecker, more known as a run stopper. Giants need another guy like that. After Dexter Lawrence, it's just question marks on this roster. With the last pick in this mock draft, ESPN has the Giants drafting Willie Drew, Willie Drew, cornerback out of Virginia State. Kind of a guy that a lot of people probably don't know that much about, but he had a really, really good, productive collegiate career at Virginia State. I believe he has over 11 interceptions over the past 2 years, a great number of pass breakups. He had 6 interceptions this past year. He tested really well. He's an athletic player, and the Giants, they need more help at that cornerback position. I would have liked to address it a little bit sooner. We'll talk about that in a second, though. But this was the entire mock draft that the ESPN people, Matt Miller, had for the Giants. Malik Nabers going number 1. Michael Penix goes number 2. Christian Haynes goes in the 3rd round, followed by Marshawn Lloyd, Tyler Davis, and Willie Drew. Let's grade this mock draft. A, B, C, D, or F. Get out your red pen. Let me know, what would you grade that draft if that were to happen? For me, I give it a B. I don't love it. There are things I do love about it. I think Nabers is one of the best players in this draft, and I'll give it an A-plus pick if he goes number 6 overall. I think it's really good value of getting Michael Penix in round 2. I just would have attacked the corner position a little bit more, and you always want to stay true to BPA, but I think you want to factor in positional need. Right now, the Giants don't have a second corner that I trust guarding the boundary. I like Deonte Banks, but unless you're going to sign a veteran corner, who do you have playing outside? I like going out and get another interior offensive lineman. I like adding the interior defensive lineman as well. I also like Marshawn Lloyd. I just wish they would have addressed the cornerback position a little bit earlier, but you're never going to fix every team need that you have in the NFL draft. That's why it sometimes takes a little bit longer in these rebuilds. Make sure you are following me over on social media. If you want to talk more about this mock draft, hit me up over there at @MarshallGreen_. I give it a B. I like it. I didn't love it.
So you got Penix at QB4 now?
Did I say QB4?
Yeah.
I meant to say QB5.
QB5? Okay.
I meant to say QB5. JJ's QB4 for me.
Okay.
Damn, I meant to say QB5.
No, I thought that was an okay draft for the Giants.
Yeah. Damn, I did say QB4. I meant QB5. People are going to be like, Marshall, you such a flip-flopper.
Somebody in the comments said that. We were like, you were all over JJ yesterday.
JJ's 4. That's on me. Idiot.
I mean, but if that is your first 2 picks,
I don't hate it.
that's a hell of a mock. That's a hell of a draft.
Damn it. I didn't know I fucked that up.
I was about to change it on the fly just because I assumed, and I was like,
Fuck. I'll just make the comment.
Yeah.
People aren't going to read it. Whatever. I give it a B.
yeah.
I give it a B. Marshall, what about Bo Nix? I'm good on Bo Nix. I'm good on him. All right. We got a mailbag coming up around the corner. If you haven't yet, get your questions in. #Giants or Super Chat. And remember, today is the last day that we will be live on the channel in the month of March, which means it's time to do the raffle. If you want to enter the raffle, $10 Super Chat, or every $10 Super Chat you send will get you a ticket into the raffle. We will be spinning the raffle at the end of today's live show. So if you want to win the raffle ticket, raffle item, you got to buy a ticket. God damn, I can't believe I said that. Stupid. Got a mailbag coming up. If you want to get your questions, #Giants. Just include a #Giants in your comment, and we will put that up on the show. No. Oh, God. Yeah.
Shout out to Corinne.
Alrighty. Yeah, I think I'm good on Bo Nix. And I wonder if I'm just sweeping that under the rug, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of Nix.
I just think he might already be at his ceiling.
Yeah.
Like, how much better is he really?
How much better is he going to get? I don't know. Alrighty, let's take a look at the Giants depth chart following NFL free agency. What's going on, everybody? You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. NFL free agency is behind us, and the NFL draft is in front of us. So I thought it'd be a good time to go through every single position on this team, take a look at the depth chart, and then let's try to figure out if the New York Giants are ready to compete in the NFC East. So let's start with the quarterback position. There's been somewhat of a shakeup. You still got Daniel Jones on this team. He's going to be on this team for at least next year. You can cut him after the 2024 season, and you could save about $22 million. You did go out and sign Drew Lock, and there was some talk about, according to the GM Schneider for the Seattle Seahawks, that the Giants told Drew Lock that he was going to have the opportunity to win the starting job in camp while competing with Daniel Jones. Giants shut that down, and Drew Lock said at his introductory press conference that he was going to be the backup on this team. So I got Tommy DeVito. So this is what your QB room looks like. My question to you is this, though. Who would you rather be the starting quarterback? Who would you rather be the starting quarterback? Is it Daniel Jones? Is it Drew Lock? Type the initials of the guy you want to see under center next year. From quarterback to running back. This is where the Giants running back situation sits after number 26 decided to go, if you can't beat him, join him. You got Devin Singletary as RB1. I think he's an underrated back. He's a big rushing yards over expected guy. He puts his head down, he runs hard, and he's going to be an in-between-the-tackle guy. Not really a home run hitter. He's decent in the pass game as well. I think that's an underrated trait about him. But after that, it's a lot of question marks. I don't believe Gary Brightwell is 100% sure we're going to make this team. Eric Gray, I would say, had a disappointing rookie season after being a fifth-round pick. Didn't have the most chances, so maybe that's unfair. But he couldn't make it as a punt returner and just didn't get that many carries. So maybe that's that. And then you got Ja'Shawn Corbin, who I love. I love him. And then you got Jackson as well. Giants need another back, though. They absolutely need to add another running back that they could depend on to eat up some carries. I just don't think that that's enough juice. Not enough juice. I think the NFL draft is a spot the Giants are going to address the running back position going a little bit forward. If you could have a three-headed attack of Gray alongside Singletary and maybe someone in the draft, I think that would definitely help this offense be a little bit more explosive. Let's talk about the wide receiver position. There's been a lot of talk about that. The Giants are expected to be targeting a wide receiver in round one, whether it is Rome Odunze, whether it is Malik Nabers. If all four quarterbacks are gone, I do think the Giants will turn to the wide receiver position. Jalen Hyatt, Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson, Hodgins, Bryce Ford-Wheaton, Gunnar Olszewski, Isaiah McKenzie, and our guy Coda from the Texans. They need more talent here. They need more production. They need more juice. I think Hyatt can be good one day. I think Wan'Dale Robinson is going to be a good slot. Slayton's been productive. I think he's more of a wide receiver 2 or a wide receiver 3. Giants need to go out and get a real wide receiver 1. They need that guy. Haven't had it since Odell Beckham Jr. Who do you think is going to lead the Giants in receiving yards in 2024? Will it be Hyatt? Will it be Robinson? Will it be Slayton? Or will it be a rookie that they draft? Predict it for me. Who will lead the Giants in receiving yards in 2024? At the tight end position, there is a major question mark as Darren Waller is still contemplating retirement and if he wants to be a part of this football team next season. He told Dan Duggan of The Athletic 3 weeks ago that he would have a decision soon. I guess our definitions of soon are not the same for Waller. If Waller's there or Waller's not, I still think there could be more additions to this roster at the position. Daniel Bellinger, I think, is a good tight end, too. I know he had a pretty good rookie season. I'm just not sure that he could be a tight end 1. I want somebody a little bit more dynamic there. Chris Manhertz is a blocking tight end. Jack Stoll is a blocking tight end. And Jackson is a quarterback turned tight end that hasn't really proven anything in this league. The Giants just need Darren Waller to make a decision. Like, if you want to play, play. If you don't want to play, retire. Like, I would just cut him. If you're not all in, you're all out. And how is he going to go from debating retirement to now working out 5 days a week at an extreme level and be ready to go as he already deals with 2 torn hamstrings, it feels like? If you cut him prior to June 1st, you save $6.7 million and he about $7 million. This is the same if he retires. I would make him a post-June 1 cut, though. That way you save $11.6 million and have a dead cap hit of just $2.4 million. You do this, and then you use all this money right here to sign your draft picks. That's what I would do if I was the New York Giants. I would make Waller a post-June cut. See ya. You don't want to be here. We don't want you here. You look at the offensive line now. Biggest question mark on this team outside of the quarterback position is the offensive line. And if these guys don't, if you don't get production out of them, we're going to be doing this whole song and dance again next year. I believe in Andrew Thomas. They need him to stay healthy, though. I think John Runyon is an average to above average offensive lineman. John Michael Schmitz needs to take a big step in year 2. You're a 25-year-old second-year player. You're not 22. You need to be better. Jermaine Illuminor was good for the Raiders. I believe he would be the best right tackle on this team, but they're going to give Evan Neal the first crack at that. If he struggles, I think you bounce Illuminor out to right tackle, and whether it's a Zudu, Stinney, or Schlottman, they go to right guard, or maybe it's a right guard that you draft in this draft this year. But the Giants, they need Runyon, and they need Illuminor, and John Michael Schmitz to take a step. And if Evan Neal could give you anything, that would be freaking awesome. We'll get to the defense coming up in a second, but I need you guys to check out Game Time, our proud sponsor of today's show, the #1 ticketing app in the game. Download the Game Time app, use the promo code ChatSports, and Game Time will match your Game Time will give you $20 off your first purchase. You go to Giants games, concerts, and more. The MLB season is here. If you want to go see the Yankees, you want to go see the Mets, or whoever your baseball team is, check them out. It is Game Time, the #1 ticketing app at the game, and you can save yourself $20 off with the promo code ChatSports. You get the best seats for the lowest prices guaranteed. Prices drop as the events get closer. They do flash deals. They let you know when good deals are happening. And I love that you get to see a view of the venue from the potential seat that you are trying to buy. I've used Game Time a handful of times, and it's always been the easiest experience for me. You can look at the all-in prices so you avoid all the hidden fees and whatnot. Check them out. Last-minute tickets, easy. It's easy, and user-friendly. Check them out. Game Time. Use the promo code ChatSports, $20 off. Let's talk about maybe the most talented position group on this team, and that's the defensive line depth chart. In my opinion, when you talk about any team's top 3 defensive linemen, the Giants have to stack up with anybody else because I believe Dexter Lawrence is the best defensive tackle in the NFL. I believe Brian Burns is a top 10 edge rusher, and Kayvon Thibodeau in just his second year had 11 sacks. And you got Azeez Ojulari as kind of your 6th man in that situation. The Giants, they need Azeez Ojulari to be healthy. He has special pass rush traits. They just need to be out there. Question mark a little bit at the D-tackle position outside of Lawrence. You got Nacho, Rakeem Nunez-Roches. I like Jordan Riley. I like DJ Davidson. But I could see them attacking that position in the draft or signing another veteran to replace A'Shawn Robinson. Also, you now have to go a full season without Leonard Williams, as last year you traded him at the NFL trade deadline. But I can't wait to see Sexy Dexy, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Brian Burns all on the same defensive line. That's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe the second best position group on this team is the linebacker room. Bobby Okereke had to have been one of the best free agency signings in the 2023 offseason. He was great for the Giants. He stepped in as a captain, and I thought he's one of the best inside linebackers in this past NFL season. Micah McFadden, I thought, also took a massive leap in year 2. Needs to be a little bit more sure of a tackler, but I like the way that he recognizes plays. He diagnoses what an offense wants to do. He gets downhill. He can make plays sideline to sideline. I think he's an underrated blitzer. I think he can drop in coverage better than most. Okereke and McFadden, really good players, but after them, I worry a little bit about the depth. Darian Beavers didn't even make the roster last year, and Carter Coughlin is a special team specialist, so maybe they look to sign a vet or maybe get some UDFAs at that spot. Let's talk about cornerback, a position group I am extremely worried about. I love the potential of Deonte Banks. I thought he had a good rookie season, but he needs to be better. And maybe one of the more interesting storylines of the season is how good can Deonte Banks be? Can he emerge as a legit boundary corner in this league? Can he be a top 20 corner after this season? Because the Giants kind of need him to be that. Drafted in the first round, and outside of Banks, you don't really have any proven talent on the outside. Right now, you got Nick McLeod as your CB2. And he's more of a slot, safety, nickel, do-it-all corner. He's kind of your utility corner. I don't necessarily want him playing 50, 60 snaps a game on the outside. Cordell Flott's entering his third season after being a third-round pick out of LSU. It's now or never for him. Trey Hawkins, he manti out everybody. Everybody thought that he was going to be a stud in training camp, and he was a no-show. That's why he was a 6th-round pick at Old Dominion. Aaron Robinson hasn't played in 2 years. You bring back Darnay Holmes as a veteran slot. I don't love that, but it was a cheap deal, so I get it. Giants need to add more talent and more resources towards the corner position. It's one of the biggest needs on this team right now. I only have faith in Deonte Banks. I do think McLeod's a good utility player. I've begged to let Cordell Flott play slot corner, but he didn't earn that job last year. Hopefully he could do that this offseason. Safety now. After you lose Xavier McKinney, you're now rolling with this. I like Jason Pinnock. I thought that was a great find by the Giants. I believe Dane Belton could be a good player in this league. The football always just finds him. He is a guy that can create a lot of turnovers. At least he has so far throughout his career. You pick him in the 4th round, you need to let him play, and the Giants are going to let him do that. Javarius Owens was your 7th-round pick out of U of H last year. I would like to see if he could progress into a player this year. And then you go out and sign the veteran Jalen Mills to bring some experience to that group, as they're a pretty young position group. But look, you only see 4 names. You got to add somebody else, in my opinion. To the special team specialist. Should have put Gunnar Olszewski on this graphic, but you got Graham Gano. You're bringing back Jamie Gillen. Nobody knows how to work my emotions quite like Jamie Gillen. He either punts it out of the back of the end zone or he makes one of the best punts of all time. And then Casey Kreider. He is coming back to the New York Giants as well. So we just went through every position on this football team, from quarterback to long snapper. Now I want you to grade the team. Grade the team. Scale it from 1 to 100. 1 being it's the worst roster in the NFL. 100 being it's the best roster in the NFL. How would you grade the Giants roster? I'll go with a 75. A 75 out of 100, still incomplete. Let's see where they are after the NFL draft. Make sure you are following me over on social media at @MarshallGreen_ on Twitter, as well as on Instagram. Hit me up over there, and make sure to hit that thumbs up icon as well. All right. 75, maybe I'm a little biased. We're getting some 70s, some 75s, some 65s, some 70s, an 88 from Joey DeLuca.
Then we also had a $20 super chat from Connor Clifford, and Gilly sent in a 10. Those got lost.
Really?
In our system.
Gilly says, Gilly, thank you for the super chat. That's a raffle ticket for you. I'm sorry we can't pop that up on screen. Our software is kind of act like the Giants O-line last year, just not working. Gilly says, the worst thing about JJ would have be the Twitter GMs crying about it as if they weren't the ones who wanted us to tank for Chase Young once upon a time. The Twitter GMs are always going to Twitter GM, Gilly. And let's be honest with ourselves. As much tape as I've watched, as much tape as Patrick Seatman has watched, we still don't know. That's what's so awesome about the NFL, and that is what is so intriguing about the NFL draft. You do all the research, you can be as confident as you want, and sometimes you just don't know. Fit is so important. Landing spot is so important. And how these guys go from being amateurs in college, even though there's NIL, to being professionals. There's so many things that go into it. Even when you're dead set about a player, still a chance that they bust. Connor Clifford sent in a $20 super chat, says, like the wide receiver pick in 2nd round, running back Blake Corum. I think me and you, are much lower on Blake Corum than the general draft people in the media.
I just think,
dude, there's some people that have him as the best back in this class, and some people as the 2nd best back on this class. I think he'd be a part of a backfield. I don't want him as my RB1.
He just got a lot of tread on those tires.
Lot of wear and tear.
But even, because you could say that about a lot of guys. Even when you watch Corum, I just feel like he doesn't pop.
I think he is his strengths. I think he reads the offensive line really well.
Yes, there's no
He
doubt.
knows how to put his nose into it and pick up 3 when he's supposed to lose it. I also think he's a really hard runner. Like, he's going to run through arm tackles. I think he plays with grit. I think he plays with passion. But I think his traits are limited when it comes to athleticism. He's not a home run hitter. And I don't think he's that great out of the backfield as a receiver.
Yeah, I hate dogging on him, but because he's a great college running back, I just don't think it's going to translate to the next level.
I don't think he will be a bust, but I don't think he's an RB1. I think he is a piece of a committee.
Yeah, you could take, who he kind of reminds me of Devin Singletary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just Singletary is obviously, better.
5'9", not 5'5".
Yeah.
Zach Attack, I'm scared that if we draft Odunze, teams will know we want Penix. I don't know about that. Mike G is in the chat. What up, Mike G? Says, don't you fear. Mike G is here. I like Corum. I got you, Joey. We're not ignoring you. I know, brother. I got you. Got a lot on my plate. I'll get to that in a second. I don't know. I don't think what round are you comfortable taking Corum in?
4th.
Yeah, I can't take him before round 4.
I'd rather go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Second round's rich.
Second round is rich for me. A lot of people have him as the number 1 running back in this class. Kind of crazy. As Danny McGrath is back at his old stomping grounds.
Wow.
Shout to Danny McGrath showing love. But this right here is the GOAT of New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. This one's rolling in from Mike G. Bang! Mike G. He's the bang god for the month of February. He's the bang god for the month of March. And he's got potentially the coolest initials of all time.
Yeah. MG.
My brother MG, what is good, my man? MG, I was worried you weren't showing up today, and I was going to say it's not a New York Giants Now party without MG.
As he's typing the GOAT emoji for himself. You got to love that.
I love that. If you're not going to believe in yourself, no one is.
Yep.
Did I hear something about McGrath?
Danny McGrath is in the building.
As is Johnson, I'm his favorite producer.
Johnson U is here.
J.U.
The Bronx Boy is here. Mike G is here. Danny D. Murda McGrath is here. Coop said hello to all of everybody.
He says, hey, my man Coop.
Hey, yo, my man Coop. Johnson U says, I would take Jonathan Brooks, the running back from Texas, with number 6. Okay.
All right, we're moving on.
We're moving on. Joey DeLuca coming in. And then Michael Pinto says, I want Nabers at 6, but if they are looking at Penix in round 2, do you float around the idea of matching Penix but back up with his wide receiver 1 from college? I don't think you need to. Like, it's a cool story and all that, but I don't think that you need to go and get Penix if you're going to draft Odunze. Guys, Odunze can play with any quarterback.
Yeah.
Go to Mike G's next if you could. I didn't get to read that. I want Nabers at 6, but if they are looking at Penix in round 2, do you float around the idea of matching Penix back up with his wide receiver 1 from college and Odunze? I say Nabers at 6. For me, I think Nabers is a better player. I would take Nabers over Odunze every single day of the week. And that's not to discredit Odunze. I'm his wide receiver 3. I think whoever gets him is going to get an elite receiver. But I think the whole Burrow and Jamar Chase and that's overblown.
Yeah,
man.
that was a once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool story.
You're
fun.
How about you go get those reps in the NFL? With whatever quarterback, wide receiver it is.
Yeah. Nabers at 6 and Haynes are a CB in round 2. If you get Nabers at 6 and you get a cornerback in round 2, I think that's a home run. I think corner is maybe the biggest need on this team right now. I'm really worried about CB2. My man Mike G with a $50 super chat. That's the GOAT right there. Sup, my guy? Why haven't we signed Isaiah Simmons? Let's hit this in the mailbag. Not a fit in the defense. They like Micah. Just curious and appreciate you, my brother. Do you also want to find a Dak question?
A Dak?
Yeah. I don't know if anyone did, but there is that. Michael Cook says Luis Rees-Zammit was signed by the Chiefs. That was the guy you were telling me about, right? Right, Michael? That was the guy? Mike G, I don't know what's going on with Simmons. My thought would be this. Giants don't think he fits that system, which is crazy to me because he is a guy that is looked at across the NFL of being positionless. And that should... We're going to get to that. Was that another one? Go pop that one up again. 2 months? Shut the fuck up. Guys are ridiculous. Ridiculous. I want to go back and see if he even contributed to that.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
For
everybody watching, we're still doing the punt, pass, and kick competition between me, Seeps, and Sam Brown. We're also still doing the one-on-ones. It's just been very busy
honest,
for us.
We overstated the free time we have.
We don't have free time like that.
We really don't have free time, and on our off days, we got other stuff we got to handle, and it just been putting on back burner. So
we're gonna do it. Let's let free agency die down, and let's let the draft die down.
And then we'll have June and July for fun.
June and July for fun. It's gonna happen. I'm sorry I have not been able to get it to you guys as soon as you want. But.
And also, if somebody wants to use #Giants and ask a question about Dak Prescott.
Yeah, someone asked me a question about Dak Prescott. Please. Mike G. Mike, you're the king. I am your, what are the people the king order around? I'm his stooge. I think that's the word.
Stooge?
I'm his stooge.
God, there's something I don't know.
Look who it is! The Bronx boy! Thank you for the super chat, brother. Reminder, today is the last day to enter the raffle to win this Giants Now football. Every $10 you send in today is going to get you a raffle ticket.
Yes, sir.
A loyal servant. Thank you, Big Moo. I wanted to say pawn.
Squire.
A squire, yes.
Squire, that's
a squire.
Beat you all to it in the chat.
That's funny. That's funny. The Bronx boy. I like this one in the mailbag, too. Trading for Shador Sanders.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
But he might pull an Eli, so.
To the Giants.
To the Giants, yeah.
Deion Sanders loved Eli Manning.
Really?
Loved him. He always talked about, he loved his clutchness. He loved how he was cool, calm, and collected.
I will say, Deion saying this, though,
I don't love it.
It's giving me big LeVar Ball
kind of
vibes a little bit when Lonzo was there. And Deion's did a great job. I mean, Deion's, one of the greatest people that ever walked this earth, in my opinion. But I don't know.
I got shotgun, bro. Seeps is in the back. Seeps is in the back. Kirk says a jester. That's another word for it. Johnny Eyeball says, what round does Tyler Nubin drop in the draft? I can't say I've done enough research on Tyler Nubin. You know anything about him?
No idea.
No idea. Yeah, Seeps in the back seat. Gilly, you're right. I think Eli Manning is the most underrated American athlete of all time. I really do.
I was watching the Patriots documentary, man.
Eli took those guys down twice.
Crazy to think about.
He didn't just beat Tom Brady, Seeps. He beat the best coach of all time.
Dude, he beat the best team of all time. That Patriots team with Moss, I was also younger.
Yeah.
That was when I was, still in middle school. That Patriots team with Moss, what they were doing, they were averaging 40 a game.
They were so good. So freaking good. As the Big Moo! Let's answer this one in the mailbag as well.
Yeah.
All questions that pertain to the Giants that come in via Super Chats, we'll answer these on the mailbag. So, Big Moo, when you comment first, like you always do on all the videos, you got your question coming up with it as well.
The Big Moo.
Thank you, Big Moo. Marsh, you're going to be doing Nick's live stream for the NBA Finals, no free time. Exactly. I have the NFL draft coming up. I got Knicks games coming up. Then I'm going to have the Knicks playoffs.
And then the Knicks got 2 first-round picks.
I wish I had more free time to do more fun stuff in my life.
Just take off the preseason.
But that is where we are at on that. Exactly. Shout out to all of y'all. Reminder, after this mailbag, we're going to spin the wheel to win this football. $10 super chat gets you in there. Every $10 you've sent this month will get you a ticket. Also, you know what? It's Thursday. We're going to watch some tourney games after work. If we get I know Mike G's going to do it, so I would like for someone else to do it, but if we get a $100 super chat, I'm doing a beer boot to start the weekend. Well, there he goes with a 50.
Oh.
As Mike G. Bang! If someone matches Mike G's 50, we're going beer boot. I'm doing a beer boot. I'm doing a beer boot.
Shout out to Mike G.
What do I got to
question.
do to get Seeps to race me?
You think a 50's too cheap?
Yeah, 50's for me.
If somebody sends 100, we'll race.
Okay, 100 will race.
100 will race.
I
got you, Pokemon. I already have it clicked. Shout out to you.
What about trade down for Brian Thomas Jr.? How is he flying up draft boards? He's a beast. How far are you trading down? How soon does he go? I actually want to pull up. Let me see where Matt Miller had him real quick. Another thing, and I know I hate doing this. Brian Thomas. Matt Miller had him going 12. 12.
Really?
Adunze 9. Jeez Louise. All right, Mike, I got an in-depth. We'll get to Mike's super chats in the mailbag. I don't like
Gilly,
saying things twice.
You got yours.
All right, let's do it. Let's just dive into the mailbag. PP for this one. Let's ride. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Please subscribe to the channel if you're looking for free, informative, entertaining updates every day on the New York Giants. We're going to get into a mailbag on today's show. If we didn't get to your question, it means you're not subscribed because we only take questions from subscribers. As the GOAT, Mike G, comes in with a $50 super chat. Shout out to him. He's a legend on this channel. Just give me some MGs in the chat. He says, what about $50 super chat? Thank you, brother. Seriously, thank you. What about trade down for Brian Thomas Jr.? How is he? So this just popped into my head. As Matt Miller put out an ESPN 7-round mock draft just a couple of days ago, he had Brian Thomas Jr. going number 12 overall. What if the Vikes call you up and say, we'll give you 11 and 23 to get to 6 because they want to take J.J. McCarthy? I am of the belief that I do not want to trade down just because I think that there could be a blue chip prospect on the board at pick number 6, whether that be Marvin Harrison, whether that be Malik Nabers, or whether it be a quarterback. The guy you want is going to be available at 6. And I am emotionally scarred from Dave Gettleman trading out of 11 and passing up on Micah Parsons and passing up on Rashawn Slater to move down to 20 to get to Kadarius Toney and to get a future first-round pick. If there is a blue chip prospect on the board at 6, you take them and you start the celebration in where your team's at. I don't want them to trade down. I don't. No matter how good I think Brian Thomas Jr. is. Just take a Dunze or Nabers at 6. Or trade up to 5 and go get Marvin Harrison Jr. if the first 5 picks are all quarterbacks. The Bronx boy! What's up, Bronx? Says, get the best wide receiver at 6, then trade the farm for Prime's kid next year. So I actually like this line of thinking. Draft the best weapon, build up your house, build a really nice garage, and then let's go get that Maserati next year and park it in the garage. I like that. I think the Vikings are in a good spot, like in the sense that they got 2 good receivers. They got 2 good tackles. They have a good offensive line. Giants invested in the offensive line. Now go get number 1 wide receiver. If you don't draft a quarterback this year, go get one next year. Trade the farm for Shadur Sanders. Supposedly, he's going to dictate where he wants to go like Eli Manning once did. I think Shador's really good. I do. I like the way he took care of the football, but I want to see him win some games. And I'll have my eyes on my TV screen every Saturday this upcoming fall, watching him in prime, trying to get some wins up in Boulder. So I love the idea of getting the best wide receiver at 6, and I love the idea of getting a top quarterback next year. That's just kind of where I'm at on that. The Big Moo says Rome or Nabers, and why? Personally, I love Rome. For me, I have Harrison Jr. 1, Malik Nabers 2, Rome Odunze 3. Rome Odunze 3. Reasoning. I think that Nabers is just more electric. I think he's got more pop. And I like, and really it's the yards after catch that separate them for me. 2 different flavors. One's chocolate, one's vanilla. If you're looking for that outside receiver, 6'3", that makes the contested catches, strong hands, can go up and get it, push the ball vertically, that's Odunze. If you're looking for the 6 foot, 200-pound guy that can line up in the slot, line up outside, and do all the things that Odunze can do, as well as take a slant like OBJ and take it to the house, I would go after 42-inch verticals. Crazy. I think Nabers is elite. Some people think he's the best player in this class. I got Nabers 2. Reasoning, Big Moo, I think there's more juice in the yards after catch. I believe he can get loose with it once he has the ball in his hands. And I think he's a more dynamic player. I think he stresses out a defensive coordinator more than Rome Odunze. That's my take on that. Gilly! What's up, Gilly? How would you feel about Alt at 6? I'd love it. I would love it. And you guys know that. I love the quote that Jim Harbaugh had. There's one position group in football that doesn't rely on anybody else. It's the O-line. And I believe that if you can build up a good O-line, you could have a good football team. I don't believe in Evan Neal. I don't. I would draft Joe Alt at number 6 because I think that Joe Alt is going to be a Hall of Famer in this league, and I don't toss that around lightly. I think when you talk about the blue chip prospects in this draft, you got Joe Alt, Marvin Harrison Jr. I believe those are the top 2 outside of quarterbacks. And then I got Malik Nabers right behind them. But, man, I did the same thing with Evan Neal. I thought he was going to be great. Maybe I don't know shit. But if you got Andrew Thomas, you got Joe Alt, hopefully John Michael Schmitz progresses, and you got Runyon and you got Illuminor, that's a top 15 O-line first year, and that's only if Alt is average. I think he's going to walk in and be great. But I don't see the Giants doing it. I'm not the GM. It's not sexy. It's not some to pop champagne about. I'll do it because I value offensive line play. I don't think the Giants are going to do that, though. Sexy doesn't win championships. It does not. O-line does. O-line does. I would do it, Mike G. You know how I feel about Alt. I've been saying Alt since December. I've just kind of steered away because I've heard that they are not going to do it. But if they do, the I told you so's and the champagne, it's going to be popped on this channel. Who do you want to draft? Let me know down in the comments. More questions coming up around the corner. But first, I got to tell you guys about our proud sponsor, Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use that promo code CLNS, and Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Prize Picks is the #1 daily fantasy sports app in North America. It's the best time to play as March Madness is heating up and the NBA playoffs are right around the corner. All you do is pick more or pick less on players' projected stats. The more players you have on your lineup, the higher your multiplier and payout will be. It's daily fantasy sports made easy. It's easy and exciting. Pick more, pick less, play Prize Picks. I love Prize Picks because it makes games that you're not even interested in more fun and entertaining to watch. You'll find yourself yelling at the TV, hoping that your players' stat totals will cash, whether you select more or less. It's daily fantasy sports made easy. It's fun. Check them out. prizepicks.com/CLNS. Promo code CLNS. The Red Formula. What's up, man? Appreciate the $20 super chat. Jones is an average at best QB who will not win us a Super Bowl. We know what he is and isn't. It's painfully obvious that Shane and Daves want to move on and don't see him in the future. But our own fans are too naive to see that. Agreed. I agree, brother. I don't believe in him anymore. I want to potentially have a top 10 QB on my team. A potential top 5 QB on my team. I don't think that that's him. We are on the same page there. Yeah, they want to move on, but they gave him a deal, so they can't. And they should be criticized for that, even if I said it was a decent deal at the time. That's why they get paid the big bucks. Daniel Jones, he got paid big bucks. Didn't deserve it. Johnson Yu coming in with a $10 super chat. What happens if there's no good QBs left after the first round? Williams, May, Daniels, Nixon, Penix. Do you not think trotting out DJ would get Shane and Dable fired? Can't watch another season of number 8. I think I think Joe Shane is your GM next year no matter what. I don't see, after 3 seasons, the Giants moving off of Joe Shane after one of those years he won a playoff game. Brian Dable, that's a different story. If this team doesn't show growth, if he can't show that he learned from his mishaps in year 2, he might just be gone. But I think the GM gets a little bit longer of a leash. And I don't think it's fair for John Mara to put pressure on him saying we have to get our QB this year and then expedite the rebuild. You tried that last year. You traded a future pick for a 30-plus-year-old tight end. It didn't work. So if a QB's not there, that's fine. Let Drew Lock play. He's going to be better, and he'll show everybody that. No, I don't think trotting out Daniel Jones will get them fired, but I do think that it will be a really tough season if he is the quarterback. But really, maybe you just take your medicine, and it might be a tough season no matter what. It's a really good question. I wish I had a better answer for you. But I think the GM is safe, and I think Dable just has to show that he learned from his mistakes and he'll be back next year. I think they're in for the long haul. I think Mara knows that after he fired, the last 3 coaches after 2 years. And he gave Dave Gettleman a whole lot longer. He never won a playoff game, and he gave Jerry Reese even years after the Super Bowls a long time. Great question, though, brother. Bam, bam! I think it's safe to say Trevor Lawrence is a franchise QB. I saw a comparison saying that's why you can't do that. That's why you can't do that. Also, take out the year with Urban Meyer, and the stats aren't even close. Stats aren't even close. There's not a single GM in the world that would take Daniel Jones over Trevor Lawrence. It's not even close. And also, I don't get the T-Law hate. I think he's going to be a good quarterback in this league for a long time. I trust my eyes. I think he does everything well. Is he still young and needs to get better? Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I saw a comparison saying D numbers are better. With better O-line, playoff, do we make the playoffs? You got a shot. Your O-line plays better, and Daniel Jones has the best year of his career. Yeah, you got a shot at the playoffs. I'm wishing on a star right there. Mike G! What's up, MG? Build more good players and get Arch Manning whenever he comes. If his last name was Johnson, would we want him? Can we watch him play football in college? I get it. I get it. The Manning storyline, I get it. But can we just watch him do something in college before I want to draft him? But it's fun. No, he cannot wear 10. He cannot wear 10. Mike G. I'm not killing your dreams. I just want to see him play. Because I saw people like me, my size and weight, being the D lineman he went up against in private school, Louisiana. I just want to see him play. He plays good. I'll be pushing that agenda because I want a good quarterback. But let's see him play. But yes, build more. Crazy thought here. Usually the team with the best players wins. Giants need more best players. Make sure you guys are following me over on social media at @MarshallGreen_ as well as at @MarshallGreen_ on Instagram. Hit me up over there, and let's go Big Blue. More good football players. That's what the Giants need. Arch. Mike G, you know what's funny? So when I look into the camera, there's a TV below me, and it's cut into 4 screens. And one of the screens is Patrick Seatman. I see him from the webcam. He puts that question on the show, and I just see him freaking cheesing, smiling, knowing what he did. He's in my ear. That'd be pretty cool. Would you let him wear 10? Come on, Marsh. I just want to see him play football. I just want to see him play football before I say I want him to be a Giants quarterback. Yeah, he ain't wearing 10, MG. He ain't. That number is retired. Only for our king, Eli. That's why I wore 10. 10's my number, and it's because of Eli. 10's a legend. He is. He is. I wish I would have been a little bit older. I was born in 94, so I was 14 when they won the first one. And then 2011, 2012, I was a junior in high school when they won the second one. I just wish I would have been a little bit older because I feel like I would have appreciated him more. I feel like I would have appreciated him a little bit more. I miss watching that guy play football. This is why I don't want to have Daniel Jones as my quarterback. There was never a game that I went into saying the Giants are going to lose because I thought Eli played his best in big moments, and any time he got the ball in the fourth quarter, if he was losing, I always thought he would bring us back. And until I find that feeling again with the quarterback, and until your GM finds that feeling with the quarterback, I think you continue to throw darts. I always thought we could win games with Eli Manning. I always thought in the fourth quarter he was going to bring us back. I believed in him. I want to have a quarterback I can believe in again. I just don't with Daniel Jones, and it stinks because the best way for the Giants to be good is for Daniel Jones to be good. I just don't know if we get there. Lisa Allen says, I'm subscribed. Welcome, Lisa.
Welcome, welcome.
Welcome, welcome. All right, we're going to do 2 minutes on the shot clock. If anybody wants to enter the raffle to win this Giants Now football, now is the time. It's your last call for the month of March. Every $10 you send in will get you a raffle ticket.
We got 169 entries.
169 entries?
I got a feeling the 170th will be the winner.
The next entry is the winner?
Live. That would be live. If somebody who hasn't sent in a 10 all year or all month, send it in now.
Mike G.
I shuffled them up.
There's a lot, brother. I
just shuffled it like 5 times, and I got a stretch of 4 Mike G's in there. So a lot of T-Rexes.
T-Rex, yeah. He sent in 100, and then he sent in a 50.
Real J Banks.
Real J Banks has got a lot.
Subna. Anderson Castillo. I see a lot of him.
Pokey Moore is mad at you.
We did only super chats for the
We did only do super chats.
Oh, Pokemore, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I literally have it I have it clicked in the.
What is it? I'll answer it.
Yeah, I have it clicked in the thing. This is the Dak one, but then I got 2 lost in the super.
What are your thoughts on the Cowboys being all in on Dak? Also, do you think DJ's contract helped us because now Dak wants a lot more than DJ? You're a glass half full guy, huh?
I love that mindset. That's why I liked it too. God damn it, Pokemore, that's on me.
What are your thoughts on the Cowboys aren't all in on Dak. Quite the opposite.
Yeah, aren't they?
They said their contract is what it is, and right now he is set to be a free agent this time next year. They are not all in on him.
Yeah.
But, yeah, if I'm Dak, I'm like, why am I getting paid the same as Daniel Jones?
Yeah. Sure, a lot of quarterbacks are saying that.
Yeah. So, if you want to find any sort of light in the Daniel Jones contract,
it's screwing other teams.
It's screwing other teams.
Jalen Hurts got paid last night. That's a terrible contract. I'll tell you what, that's one of the more sneaky, awful contracts.
$97 million dead cap hit in like 2028.
Nobody's talking about it either.
It's all because the cap hits are so low this year.
Oh, yeah.
Eagles backload their contracts.
They're going to eventually be like the Saints this year, and for the next 2 years. New Orleans screwed.
Lisa Allen says, I got to leave. My internet is dog water. It's okay, Lisa. It's okay, Lisa.
We'll be seeing you.
Good seeing you. Good seeing you. I like your hair today. I can't wait for... Oh. This guy's ridiculous. Wow. Wow.
Let's
Look
go.
what the cat dragged in. Shout out to my brother Trey Green coming in with $100 super chat. Wow.
Hey, he wants it.
This feels good, man. Feels good for you to be here.
Yeah.
I can't even get my own father to watch the show. I'm glad you do, brother. I'm glad you do. At least someone appreciates it. Give me some TGs in the chat. Shout out to him. Oh, man. We got a boot chug off. We got a boot chug.
Does Trey want to
get Trey 10 of those pieces
you want 10 in there, Trey? I got
Get Trey in there. Shout out to him. A new father. So welcome him to the Father of Two Club. Okay. Shout out to him. We haven't talked about the Giants since I was at your house in early February. Who do you even want the Giants to draft? Because I don't think I got a great straight answer from you. So I am curious. Who do you want the Giants to draft at 6? I am curious. We align on a lot of things, but we also do have our different thoughts, which I think makes for great conversation. So I am interested. He may have just sent the super chat and left as well. He's got a lot on his plate. The best wide receiver, he says. As you were a college receiver, I don't know if you've gone into the scouting at all. Are you Nabers or a Dunze? Nabers or a Dunze? You kind of played like an off-branded Dunze at one point, just 4.6 40 instead of 4.4, and maybe like a 32-inch vertical instead of 38. The Bronx boy says, I knew I liked you, bro. He's a good guy, man. He's a great big brother. Mike G says, guy is real, and he is. He is, man. MH, Rome, then Nabers. Okay, you're Rome too. All right. I'm Nabers too. I'm not going to be mad at anyone that has Odunze too, and I think it is close, but I got Nabers too. Are you Nabers or Odunze? I don't know if I've asked you that. Your Nabers? Yeah. 33.5-inch vertical. My bad. I sold you short. That's good stuff right there. Love you, brother. Can't wait to see you in a couple weeks. All righty. We got a beer boot chug. Shout out to Trey. It's my guy. And then we will do the spinning of the wheel to find out who wins our New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. Last chance to get them in. Every $10 you send will get you into the raffle. All right. Let's do it. Cheers. Oh, man. Probably should have ate lunch before doing that. Oh, that's brutal. Woo! Shout out to everybody in the building. Says that looks awful. It's not fun. But we've put enough work into this where it's almost like we've prepped for this.
I felt that when we were going through that one right there. I was like,
I've been here before.
I felt like Tom Brady, year 20. Like, it's like every coverage out there. Like,
I was literally going to say the same thing. I've seen this coverage on tape.
I've seen it before.
I've seen the coverage on tape.
There's nothing a boot is going to show me that I haven't already seen. I've seen the bubble. I've seen that second breath of fresh air when you really want it. I've seen it all.
Do you, are you breathing out of your nose when you're chugging?
I would have no. I think.
I think I am too, because that's like when I start to struggle and I'm ready to put it down, I just get some deep breaths in.
Yeah.
God, my stomach fucking hurts.
Dude, it hits me every time, man.
Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord.
Joe G, that's hilarious.
All right. Let's spin the wheel and let's see.
Shuffle it up.
We'll shuffle it up. How long of a timer we got on there?
I got 30 seconds.
30 seconds on this spin.
30-second spin. So
who is going to be the winner of our Giants Now football? Here we go. As I hold it high and tight, Tiki Barber style. Bronx boy says, spin it, you motherfucker.
Spin it, you motherfucker. That's who I'm rooting for right now. Is
the Bronx boy?
Yeah, just because the motherfuckers has been the
I like it.
Thing.
All right, here we go. Who's it gonna be?
No way! Oh, just no way! Oh! Bronx boy, you're literally 2 below. You're 2 below.
Oh my goodness.
Mike G.
Mike effing G.
You dirty dog.
That I know we call him second place Bronx boy for a reason. It
Dude,
passed up like 3 of his in the final 6 seconds.
So here, we can look. Dude, Mr. Rick was the one.
Mr. Rick's
right
the one below it.
It goes Bronx boy, Mike G, Cha, Mike G. Gilly, you're the one. You can see it in the red. Right
Gilly's
there.
the one on top of.
Anderson Castillo's right ahead of Mike G, but Gilly was right around there. Oh, man.
Mike G, I don't know how you've rigged our software. That's 2 raffles in a row, probably because you have the most fucking tickets.
Yeah.
He won the hard hat. Did the hard hat show up yet? I don't know when that got sent out. We dropped it off the shipping team. But,
Dude, I thought Mr. Rick was going to get it for a little bit. Winners just find a way, hey.
You ain't lying, dude. You ain't lying.
Nobody's been screwed more than the Bronx boy. Duck races, wheel spins, like, it does not
He's
matter.
a second place ass motherfucker.
I was about to get so hype right there for my man Bronx boy. God damn it.
As my guy Mar's in the building. What's up, Mar? Bronx boy says LOL. Hey, someone has to finish second in life.
It's better than last, so.
Or you could say second is the first loser.
Yeah, but
I'm just messing with the Bronx boy.
man.
My man Mar back in here to spit some awful takes about J.J. McCarthy and the Celtics and the Knicks. What's new? That's my guy, though.
Congrats to Mike G, though.
Everybody's showing Mike G love. That's dope.
Yeah.
Shake and bake. Shake and bake. That's one of the most underrated comedy movies of all time is Talladega Nights.
It's up there, man.
Mike G, do you want us to sign this? Our signatures aren't really worth anything, but a lot of people want us to sign stuff for some weird reason. If you want us to sign it, we will, or we'll keep her clean for you. Said yes, sign it. We will do that for you, brother.
Gotcha.
We will do that.
Gotcha,
Mar says,
Mike
I know
G.
you saw that Mike Tannenbaum mock draft.
Yeah, that's the one he had Kyler going to the Vikings.
Oh, really? Who do you have the Giants getting?
I have no idea.
I don't know. He says the signatures matter to me. You're
Mike
a legend,
G, thank
brother.
you so much, man.
MG, that's love. That's love. Attaboy, MG. Bronx boy, dude, you crack me up, man. And also, this means that MG is the winner of our Bang competition as well. Let me actually check on those.
Should I spin it once for fun? Or that piss you guys off? Do I spin it one more time for fun?
Just for shits and gigs?
Just for shits and gigs. Let me know, yes or no.
I
or would
think
it make
I
you mad?
actually have some more stuff I can send some people.
Okay.
So let's do this.
Spin it.
You got to be here, though. Like the second spin, if you're not here to claim your prize, you don't win.
Yes.
It's not nearly as cool as a football. I think I have a pennant and maybe some other stuff. Whoever wins this one, I will send you something, but you got to be here. You got to be here. Fucking spin it. Let's go. I'll send you a little goodie bag. I sent a goodie bag to, actually, I want it to be a surprise for them. All right. You spinning it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's see who it is. It's a long ass 30 seconds.
I know.
If it's Mike G
I'm
again,
gonna lose it.
is it that red Mike G?
No,
Oh my God, it's gonna be blue Mike G.
No, Gilly? Oh! No, Bronx boy literally just came in.
Bob Wells, is that Bronx boy in second again?
Dude, he's literally right below it.
Bronx
You
boy,
can
you're
see it in
cursed,
the
brother.
blue.
You're cursed.
Oh my God. Do we just give this the
He says second place.
Dude, you got one. Yeah, you were the one right below it right there. Bronx boy. Oh, my goodness.
Wow. So, Mike G, I just loaded up the site to check the jerseys, and they have a white custom one, but only in 3X. This is a joke, man. Also, if you just want to get a player, you could do that as well. They only have 3X in the throwback blues as well. And then they got all the sizes in blue customs as well. We'll talk, though. We'll talk. We'll get all that figured out. Is Bob Wells here? Change it to 10 seconds, and we'll spin it one more time. See if somebody wins that's here. Bob Wells ain't here.
Yeah, he ain't here.
That's freaking Bronx Boy in blue.
Boy.
That's Bronx Boy.
That's Bronx Boy. Let's go.
The Bronx Boy. I already got some stuff sent to Bronx Boy anyway. Spin it one more time. I already got a care package on the way to Bronx Boy, that dirty MFer.
He's not here.
He says, Bronx Boy says, I'm not here.
He's not here. This is going to be Mike G. Yep. All right, Mike G, I'm removing your name.
Remove all Mike G's. I want Let's Go Giants to win. That's Rosenberry Nolasco coming up, right? Is that Matt Bazemore?
Matt Bazemore,
are you here? He always tunes in. Mike G. You win too much. You're like the guy at the beer softball league that can't play in every league because you're just that good.
Yeah.
Nick's Galaxy says, is my name even on it? I don't know. Is it?
Sam Turner, no, but I am. All right, I'm spinning one more time.
Mike G, I could see you being a dog in softball.
No way.
The real Jay Banks, is he here? Former baseball player in college? Stud. What'd you play? You give me right fielder vibes like you've got the strongest arm on the team and you let people know. You hit dingers and you throw ropes from the warning track. Prime Mike G was a problem. First and third. I knew you had a rocket arm if you're playing the hot corner. I know you're playing the hot corner. You got a third. I was a third baseman back in my prime. All right. It's just not meant to be.
All righty.
We are going to sign off on today's show. Mike G, I'll be in contact with you. Bronx Boy, check your effing mail, dude. You should have a package coming your way. He says that was fun. This MFer. Let's go, Giants.
One of these days.
Send me your shipping address on Twitter, dude. Send me your shipping address on Twitter. Shout out to Mark Estrada, Zach Attack. Let's go, Giants. Send me your address. I'll see if I got some goodies at the house. I can get to you guys. All right, we're gonna sign off. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Best dang show on YouTube. It's all because of y'all. We'll see y'all later. Let's go, Big Blue.